morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to why Kyle Shanahan is not worried about Brock Purdy being rusty in a minute, but we begin, as we always do, with the injury report, and this is very encouraging. First, 3 players did not participate in practice yesterday: Cleveland Farrell, Logan Ryan, and Dre Greenlaw. But Greenlaw will practice today, and everyone expects him to play the Packers on Saturday. So that's obviously good news. He has the Achilles tendonitis. 2 players were limited: Eric Armstead and George Odom. Both are also expected to play on Saturday. Odom has a chance to be activated off of IR, but I think he's going to go, and that would be very, very good news for the 49ers. Now, let's get to the audio portion of the show. The biggest question that we have been talking about with the Niners, of course, is rest versus rust, because so many guys took a break in the final week of the regular season. But when it comes to Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan is not worried about his quarterback being rusty.
I mean, it's not in my mind really much at all because he hasn't been on a bye week. We pushed the heck out of Brock. Meetings, practice. I mean, we knew Sam was playing that whole game, and Brock was still splitting reps with him. So Brock got a good weekend. We just didn't want to put him out there in the first half of that game. So he did miss the first half versus the Rams, but he got that whole weekend. And he came back. He's been here. He's worked on his days off. We got 2 bigger practices last week than we do in a normal week. So, and Brock went out with the guys on Monday, did a bunch of stuff with them, and now we're going to get 2 practices in again. So in terms of time off, yeah, he did have 2 quarters off to what we could have done with them, but we definitely think that was worth it, and I don't worry about that affecting Brock at all for Saturday.
Obviously, Kyle Shanahan's not going to come right out and say he might be rusty, so that answer isn't exactly surprising. I just hope he's right, because we know one thing: one quarterback that's not rusty, Jordan Love. And speaking of him, here's what Kyle had to say about Jordan yesterday.
He's come a long way because he's playing at such a high level. To get thrown in there early in this year and have to go through some ups and downs, which he did some good things earlier in this year too, but to not win all those games, kind of when you're with a tough record in your first year, the pressure that comes with that, and just to watch him each game, he's been consistent. For him to take care of the ball the way he's done has been unbelievable. I mean, the 21 touchdowns and 1 pick, I think over the last 10 games is unbelievable. He's extremely consistent in what they're asking him to do. Matt is very good at coaching the quarterback, and you can see that their quarterback is buying in and, plays very well in their system and makes a lot of plays, has a big arm, and is a big dude too.
That's very complimentary, of course. Let's go to the other side of the ball, to someone who has to stop Jordan Love. For instance, Nick Bosa. Nick, how do you stop Jordan?
He's really good at going through his reads, playing the offense to T, and we definitely need to stop the run. I don't think many teams have made him uncomfortable yet, so stopping the run and making him and covering up those easy open guys is something we have to do.
Bosa, Armstead, Chase Young, that defensive line has got to eat this week. We know the formula, right? Pressure with 4, 7 in coverage. It's worked so far. They need to keep it going on Saturday. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday: Nick Wagner has a Brock Purdy profile on ESPN.com. And there's a little nugget in there about this past offseason and a quarterback move the 49ers tried to make, and not only tried to make, told Brock Purdy they were going to try and make when talking about his future this season. I haven't seen it reported anywhere else. If you want to find out what it is, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch: the 49ers put out a hype video yesterday. They tweeted it out. I think it's on their YouTube channel as well, about the playoff game on Saturday with Steve Young. It is unreal. It will make you want to run through a wall if you want to watch it. Of course, just look in the description. We have the link for you. One thing you may have missed: today is the final day the 49ers have to decide whether or not they're going to activate wide receiver Danny Gray. If they don't do it today, he is done for the rest of the playoffs. And that would mean that Danny Gray would go through 2 entire seasons of his career with just 1 catch. Not ideal. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the little bell, and you'll know every time we go live. We are live every single weekday for you. I will be with Grant Cohn, 9 a.m. Pacific time today, and very excited to tell you Paul McCaffrey, formerly of KMBR, will join me on Thursday live. So if you have questions or anything you want to say to Paul, because I know things got crazy with him and KMBR, join us Thursday. That is going to be so much fun. Levin has to work, so I thought we'd switch it up a little bit. So please, please, please join us for that. That's why you have to click that bell. Click the bell. You'll never miss a show. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.